But that growth process is only possible because of expansion, because of its commitment to grow. The same thing is true with forgiveness. It hurts because we are expanding, we are growing, we're cracking through barrier upon barrier so that light can be revealed within us. And is necessary to continue the flow. That flow is our abundance, it's our prosperity, it's our success, it's our ability to love and move forward. Think about a blade of grass, right? Like we got a lawn right here. We don't know if grass is going through a bit of stretching and yearning. We don't know if it hurts grass to grow, but we just see it. That expansion, that breaking through when that shell cracks open and then finds its way to bore through the soil to eventually get light and then get cut down, right? And then to grow again. That process, we don't know if it's a painful one, but that growth process is only possible because of expansion, because of its commitment to grow. The same thing is true with forgiveness. It hurts because we are expanding, we are growing, we're cracking through barrier upon barrier so that light can be revealed within us. And is necessary to continue the flow. That flow is our abundance, it's our prosperity, it's our success, it's our ability to love and move forward and say, you know what, I got that lesson so it doesn't have to be repeated. All those things are possible when we say, I forget. This makes me think of Deepak Chopra's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. In it, he talks about the law of least effort. And the law of least effort basically says you take responsibility for whatever situation you're in. You acknowledge that, as Michael Beckwith says, you were a vibrational match to whatever it was that you were participating in, and just to acknowledge your part in it. It's not about good or bad. It's not about blaming anybody, especially yourself. It's just about acknowledging, okay, I am in this circumstance. I am experiencing this because I had a part in it. The other action step he lays out in that chapter, The Law of Least Effort, is defenselessness. When you think about the power and energy that it takes to defend yourself, whether it's somebody debating about how hot it is outside, you could say it's not that hot and they could say, oh my God, it's blazing. Defending your position is actually damming up that flow, according to Deepak Chopra. What does it mean to just like say, you know what, cool. Or if it's not cool, you know what? Okay, I see that position, or I see that. And the more we can put ourselves in a position where we release the need to defend the position, we actually allow a sense of flow. COVID was everybody's wake-up call. But when I was going through counseling during COVID, one thing that my counselor said was, you have to pray for the benefit of all people involved. Not just you. And the truth is, that's how we pray, right? When something's going down, you're thinking about how it can benefit you. You're thinking how things can work out for you. And it's natural. We are a survival mindset. That's our vibration. It's all about survival. So it makes sense to pray for our needs. What she reminded me of was our prayer needs to be for the success of all people involved. It's not just what we want or need, that we should be praying that everybody that's connected or affiliated with this circumstance, their highest good is revealed. I like to call myself lucky. I got a friend who is 86, I think. There's something really powerful about collecting those stories and experiences, because guess what? That's one less lesson you gotta learn. Her husband passed away a couple months ago. She shared with me today that whenever she feels like it, she'll just get a good cry out, and it happens randomly. And so I told her, I said, I bet when you cry, it feels cleansing. That flow is actually a part of what our job is in this vibration. The alternative is if we stop it and choke it and we dam up that flow, now we have backed up energy that's not in circulation. And so that makes me think of a couple things. A couple years ago, money was tight, y'all. I'm talking about tight. So we had a fixed budget for everything from groceries to, you name it. None of us were getting anything outside of Here's what we could afford for food, and everything else was going to bills. We found this prosperity class. We were like, okay, cool, financial management. Let's get on it. Let's figure this out. Is it budgeting? What do we got to do? On the first day of the class, the first thing that Mary Morrissey says is, this is a commitment, and the commitment is that you tithe. 10% of every single thing you make goes to this spiritual community, wherever you're attending this class. And I looked at Sally and I was like, yo, what is this? And the whole time, no matter what was coming out their mouths, I was thinking, okay, us staying means we're committing to 10%. Like, where are we going to get this? And what they said was 10% of everything. Any opportunity you saw to serve, if you saw a piece of litter, pick it up. And then also, obviously, money. Anything that came in, if somebody gives you $10, if somebody dropped a little money in your Venmo, 10% of everything was supposed to go to that community. Money was so tight. You know, I told Sally, I was like, man, what we got to lose? Like, worst case, I mean, what's the worst case scenario? It doesn't work. We were like, all right, let's do this. For 6 weeks, everything that came in, we tithed. And it felt good just to be able to give. And in fact, I couldn't wait to be able to start giving to the spiritual community that we're currently a part of. By the end of that 6 weeks, we had another flow of income. We had creative ideas. I had gotten offered a job at a whole different situation. It was going to increase our income. The feeling of service, right? It was a new flow that we had. Everything just looked and felt different. That was a powerful lesson I learned about just being in flow. Why forgiveness is so hard and so dang necessary. Forgiveness is hard because it's actually an opportunity for expansion. And I gotta tell you, y'all, forgiveness is a journey. It doesn't just happen with one, I forgive. Forgiveness is something that we commit to, and eventually over time, it gets a little bit better and a little bit better. What felt like something that was impossible actually becomes a memory. And somebody else actually has to see our growth and say, how's that thing going? And say, oh, you know, it hadn't even crossed my mind. Things are good. Eventually, it does feel good, not just the act of saying it. And as I sit here talking to you about it, I'm also moving through my healing journey, which is at the core of it, forgiveness. In order to build on those tools of forgiveness, the next step in that is knowing that there's actually a difference across generations. Click on this video. I'll talk a little bit more about that. And really, I think it's the next level to get into that forgiveness. Dare I say potion? I don't know. It helps with forgiveness. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. You know, it just helps the system, it helps the flow. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.